Hey guys, it's Lisa Meyer. I want to talk to you a little bit about succulents and how they can help us in our UBAM business. When I think of succulents, I think of three main characteristics. First, they are drought resistant. Second, they have a wide root system. And third, they have thick skin. Let's talk a little bit about each of those three things and how we can apply them and use them to help us in our UBAM business. The first thing, they are drought resistant. Succulents are made to store water in their leaves. That way they can go a long period of time without being watered and without having rain, so that when there is a drought going on, they still have what they need. So how can we apply that to our UBAM business? The first thing is to know that there will be droughts at times. You may have a booking drought, you may have a sales drought, maybe a recruiting drought. The first thing we need to know about this is to know that it's normal and that we never want to give up. We just need to keep going. It's important to realize that in this business, sales are like a roller coaster. You're going to have the highs and you're going to have the lows. Same with hosting. You're going to have times with lots of hosts and times without any hosts. But we need to do what we can to prevent ourselves from getting into a drought. So the main thing that we can do is to strive to keep our calendar full from the beginning. You might want to set a goal for yourself that you book 3 or maybe 4 parties a week. So if you get to the end of the week and you haven't booked those 3 or 4 parties, what do? You don't give up. You keep going. You can do your own personal booking blitz until you get those 3 or 4 parties. Or maybe you want to set a goal that you're going to book 2 parties from every party that you have. This will keep your business going. You will have a perpetual business, and it will help to always have those parties going so that when you do get into those droughts that you're hearing no a lot, you still have things to keep you going. So this is where the second characteristic of succulents come into play, having a wide root structure. What does that look like for us in our UBAM business? Well, having a wide root structure means that we have a lot of contacts. We have a lot of people that we can reach out to when we go through these periods of drought. So it's really important every week that you take a little bit of time at the end of the week to update your Franks list, your contacts list. Make sure you add to it any of your new hostesses, any new customers, anyone who's interested in the business at all. You can also add to it any people that you've met through other things during the week, like maybe through your children's activities, or maybe you have a new hair lady or a new neighbor in the neighborhood. Add those people to your list. That way we're keeping our contact list fresh and up to date with people who we can reach out to when we are going through these drought periods. Another important thing, once you've added these people to your list, it's important that you work on building a relationship with them aside from the buying and the hosting part. So you can send them a thank you list for or a thank you card for hosting, or a thank you for purchasing from your parties. You can message them on Facebook, ask them how they are liking the books that they got. Also just commenting on their posts so that they see you more as a real person. This will also help so that they will see you as someone who genuinely cares and not just the sales lady. That way when they're thinking about books, or maybe when they're talking about books with their friends, you are the one that's going to come to mind, and they are going to see you as someone who really cares, and they will want to recommend you, and they will want to reach out to you in the future. So let's keep our contact list up to date so we can grow that wide root structure. Okay, and the third characteristic of succulents is that they have thick skin. They have really thick skin to protect them from damage. If they got damaged, they would lose all of that water that they had stored up inside of them. So, like succulents, we need to have thick skin in this business. And for us, that means knowing that we're going to hear no, being prepared to hear no from people. And that's the whole part of this training, is to understand that hearing no is a normal part. It's not scary, it's just a part of the business. It's a stepping stone to hearing yes. And we need to just understand that we're going to hear no, even expect to hear no. we won't get to the yeses unless we go through some no's first. So we need to have thick skin, Be prepared to hear no and don't take it personally. That way it'll be a lot easier to keep going until we get to the yeses. So let's talk a little bit about ways that we can help overcome these no's when we do hear them. So the first thing, there's a technique called feel, felt, found. This is a great communication technique that you can even use in your family and your friends in your normal day-to-day life. So in our business, let's say that we are talking with a friend and we've asked her about hosting a party and she says no, she doesn't want to host a party because she's done that before and nobody came to her party. So you can use feel, felt, found by saying something like this. I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I first hosted a party, but I found that when I picked a date and I messaged my friends and I asked them if they would like to come to my party, I actually got a lot more people that said yes than I thought I would. And my party went really well, and it was a fun way to connect with my friends. Plus, I got a lot of books from it. So when you use feel, felt, found, it helps them to understand that you've been there, and it shows them a positive outcome at the end. The second thing that we can use when we hear no is to say, okay, would you like me to add you to my VIP group? That way you can stay up to date on all the specials and any promotions that I have going on. If they say yes, awesome, add them to your group. If they say no, just thank them, and then you can take them off of your contacts list because they're really just not interested. And unfortunately, we're going to have that from time to time. The third thing is to say, okay, I understand. Would it be okay if I contact you in a few months? Or next month, or before the holidays, whatever fits into the conversation that you're having. Because it's really important to understand also that when we do hear a no, no doesn't always mean no forever. It's not always a hard no. Sometimes no is just, now's not a good time for me. And maybe when you contact them in a few months, they'll say yes, it will be a better time, and you can turn that no into a yes. So when you start feeling a little prickly in your business and you can see that a drought might be coming, remember these things about succulents and how they can help us in our business. Thanks.